I feel like you're going around putting out fires. You know that you're perfectly capable of helping them, but you have to let them do things on their own that you're not sure that you can trust. For those of you who are single and looking for a connection, hello there, Taurus. It's already halfway through 2021. Time for a 6-month check-in to see how things are going for you, how they will play out for the next 6 months. I already pulled some cards for you, and I can tell you I see a great softening in Taurus's demeanor, starting with the theme of the reading, which is the Emperor in reverse. If he's upright, he can be a very stern, very solid, very grounded character. In the reverse, because I very much see Taurus this way, right? How Taurus has been for a long time, very stubborn, right? But in this case, when it's in the reverse, it's like Taurus is looking around at the people that they love and being like, oh, I got to soften up, right? I've got to find out how I can help. I've got to see things from a different perspective and not be such a hard ass about it being all my way, about having to be in control all the time. That's how I show that I love them, but it hasn't been working. In fact, it's done the opposite. It makes them think that I don't love them. And I'm really happy for you about that, because it's bringing so much balance into your life in the next 6 months. Not that there won't be challenges. There are definitely going to be challenges, and we're going to look through that as we go along. And then we're going to end with looking at your money prospects and your love and romance prospects. But let's go ahead and get things started by talking about what to embrace and what to leave behind for the next 6 months. For what to embrace, we got the Two of Wands in reverse. Now, if it was upright, it would be talking about just having to decide between two passions and pick one, right? In the reverse, it's trying to say, let's not dwell on having to be super productive in this period. Right now, it's not about being productive for you personally. It's about making sure that everybody is happy. I feel like you're going around putting out fires. Fires that, like, because you've been so distracted with your work, you've been so distracted with your personal priorities, little fires have cropped up in your life here and there. And that's what it's all about. Just like not so much focusing on driving forward really fast, but instead going through and tweaking all the things that aren't working and making sure that everything's running smoothly with that. And then what to leave behind. We have the Five of Cups. That's in the reverse too. You're leaving behind any sense of shame or guilt that you might have about like any problems that might have come up in your life in the past. And a lot of people attach their egos to whether or not they're successful in all aspects of their lives. And Taurus, you're finding out that there's no such thing as anyone who has complete control over every aspect of their lives, from love and romance to family to money to interpersonal relationships to their physical health. Like, there's always problems somewhere happening somewhere. Nobody's got it all dialed in. There are times when we feel like we're in the flow, but nobody always has it all dialed in. It's just a matter of balancing everything so that you're not tilting too far in one direction. So anyway, you're releasing any kind of egoic attachment to whether or not you're doing everything perfectly. Kind of challenges that are coming up in the next 6 months that you need to be on the lookout for. First of all, we got a couple of swords that came out with the Four of Cups. There's some people in your life that have a tendency to be, this isn't you, this is somebody else. Like, it could be a child, it could be a partner, somebody that's close to you that you really care about, that you've been watching out for. They're kind of feeling sorry for themselves. They might have felt sorry for themselves all along, and you've been trying to like help them out. And at some point in the next 6 months, you are going to have a conversation with them. Like, you know, people do a lot for you. You're not doing a lot for yourself. You're just sitting there with your arms folded, feeling sorry for yourself. It's time for you to buck up. Like, that when I looked at this lady, I heard, buck up, bub. And it was you saying it to someone else. It was you being like, you got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. All right. So that's one thing that's like, either the person's going to take it or leave it. They might say, okay, yeah, you're right. I need to stop being such an ungrateful turd. Or they could just say, you know, you're a jerk, and then not be around you anymore. And that'll be okay too, because who needs that? Who needs that energy? That's nonsense. Because you've been working hard trying to take care of other people. You need people to be on the same page with you about using your energies to its highest potential. Now, another set of challenges here that we have, once remember we had the Five of Cups come up and what you're leaving behind. Here it's reflected, and you're leaving behind the idea that you can control everyone else's burden. Remember, we were talking about that, or you can control whether or not everything in your life is running perfectly all the time. And that includes carrying burdens for other people so that you never have to suffer seeing them having a hard time, or you don't have to be associated with people that have a difficult, challenging time. Instead, you're going to let them carry their own burdens. That's going to be really hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because that feeling that you need to control everything so that it all goes perfectly is really strong. It's like you're going to be like struggling internally about it. Should I feel bad? Should I feel guilty for letting these people carry their own burdens? That's going to be really hard for you, because you know that they're going to flounder. You know that you're perfectly capable of helping them. But you have to let them do things on their own, because in the end, when you're carrying the burdens for them, this is the way they're going to see you. They're not going to see you as their savior. They're not going to see that you did them a huge favor. Instead, they're going to see you as that jerk that's always trying to control them. That's the truth of what you get. So let them. Now, this is an interesting one. Some of you who have been in long-term couplehood might be seeing an end of a cycle. And I feel like this is something that should be addressed compassionately, and it's not going to be easy. This is part of the thing that's got you like, that's forced you to soften up. And it happens a lot to Taurus. I have somebody that my ex-husband had a strong Taurus influence, and he softened up so much when we had to split up. The humility that grows with realizing that you didn't have it all together the whole time, right? So yeah, that could be a challenge that's arising, is the heartbreak of having to finally say, okay, this isn't working. All right. Not all of you, some of you will be experiencing this. But some of you who are not experiencing a breakup are experiencing a breakup of some kind of long-term friendship or a work experience, a work environment. It's like a commitment. We are going to work together has come to a conclusion. Now let's move on to talking about your money prospects for the next 6 months. How to get more money, how to have more abundance and prosperity, any kinds of challenges that you might have, particularly with that. So I'm not seeing necessarily that it's going to be all about like all sunshine and rainbows, getting lots of money. And I'm not seeing that it's going to be a bad thing either. What I am seeing is that it's a time with these two being here, the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. You are diligently showing up to work on a regular basis, because there are people that are depending on you. Either they depend on you at work, or people depend on the money that you bring in. But you are diligently showing up to work, and you're instead of dwelling on your problems at home, when you are showing up to work, instead of dwelling on your problems at home, you're putting your focus into the quality of your work. That helps relieve you. I see the work environment as being a place where you get relief. And so things will be stable for you economically. If you want to grow economically, it will happen after things stabilize in your home and in your social life. When that all gets stabilized, you will have an opportunity. People become less dependent on you. You'll have more opportunities for increasing your income. Because when this guy is here, he's not really excited. The 9 of Pentacles, which is another card, she's like glowing because she's symbiotically working with other people to collectively create resources. Whereas this guy's working all by himself, and he's carrying the burdens of a lot of other people. And so your income can increase if you somehow figure out how to turn that 10 of Wands, those 10 Wands into 9 Pentacles. So that means turn the people that are depending on you into your allies, your symbiotic allies. What can they do to help you? Keep that in mind, all right? But also, so yeah, we have the Hermit here, and I think that goes along with these other guys, with you just working by yourself, spending time on your own, becoming introspective. Like I said, the work environment is a place for solitary introspection, for being able to just perfect your craft and just like be away from your troubles. So that's a good thing. But I don't know what's going on with this Knight, or it's the Seven of Swords guy. Some of you might want to be on the lookout. I felt like it was a separate thing when I pulled the cards. I felt like this guy was like an oddball in the batch. He didn't really go with that, but I felt like he needed to be identified. There could be somebody that you're not so sure of. Your radar's up. There's somebody in your work environment or somebody that you're giving money to that you're not so sure about, that you're not sure that you can trust. Listen to your intuition about that. If there's any doubt in your mind about whether or not you can trust this person, I feel like you should not. Okay. Your love, relationship, romance stuff. We got the Ten of Swords. There he is. He's in the reverse. Right now we're going general. We're talking about those of you who are in committed relationships, those of you who are single and loving it, or people who are single and want to be in a connection. This is you realizing that everything that happened in the past, any kind of betrayal, any kind of drama that happened in the past, doesn't have to be your future. You're healing and feeling a lot better, and you're feeling a lot more ready to start something fresh. Now, in the case of those of you who are in committed relationships, remember we were talking about connections that might be coming to a close. For those of you who are in connections that are drawing to a close, I feel like this is a reconciliation between the two of you as you part. So that's good. That's lovely. The healing is such wonderful magic when two people decide to love and forgive themselves in the ending of their connection. To realize that you got to learn so much together, and that it's time to move on and do it in a peaceful, beautiful way. That is so lovely, and I'm so happy for you in that case. For those of you who are still going strong, I feel like, well, you're getting started on a new cycle. You're looking at each other and being like, you're a fucking pain in the ass to deal with, but I love you. And you're going around for another cycle. Ha ha ha. For those of you who are single and looking for connection, it might be in that work environment that we were just talking about, that you get your introspection and solitude. You get your time to take care of yourself. You're diligently working away. There's probably somebody coming into your work environment, somebody associated with your work in some way that's you could be getting to know on a deeper level. So there's that for you. Keep an eye out for that in the next 6 months. Otherwise, for those of you who are looking for a connection, try to create. If you want to create a way to get to know people, you could create clubs, or you can join existing clubs that are working on a collaborative project. Now, like if there's an organization like a trash pickup organization where you go to like parks and like pick up trash, that's working together on a collaborative project. So volunteering together with a group, you could meet people that way. So there's an idea. All right, Taurus, I'm going to close out from here. Thank you so much for being with me. I see such grace and humility for you coming in the next 6 months, and I'm so happy for you for that. If you love this reading, tips are welcome. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. And in the description box below, you will find a link to my Instagram page, and also you will find my email address if you're interested in a private reading. I have weekend slots available. And now I shall bid you adieu. I'll see you next time, Taurus.